Hello and welcome back to Pokemon Emerald. It's actually been a bit since I played. You know how life is. Gets pretty busy. Apparently I can't speak either, but we'll make do. Marshall's in the lead because apparently we got beat to hell last time. So this part I really wish I could go take on the 5th gym, but I'm not. Like, 5th gym is such a struggle right now to me because my team isn't where I want it to be. My next trick's a little weak, and luckily we do have a trick house we can go do, which will be great, and we should be able to finish it pretty fast and then go start the gym. And the reason I kind of want a few levels here is we're going to be going into what I consider to be the hardest gym in, heck, the first 3 generations. Like, even Whitney's Miltank is not as bad as Norman's Slacking, and if you're playing Ruby and Sapphire, you're doubly screwed. He's packing 2, so sorry Ruby and Sapphire players, but you have 2 monsters to deal with. Now, I'm not gonna go over some strategies till we get to the actual gym, because then I'd be sitting here talking for a while on strategies, but when it comes to Norman, one of the things that people struggle with is mostly because Slacking is a defensive beast and a powerhouse. He hits hard, and overall one of the best stat totals ever. He does have a terrible ability, but at this point in the game, it's gonna be very unlikely that you do him and knock him out in one hit. So it's alright to level grind. If you feel like it. I am just going to be doing the trick house. There's a couple other things I could be doing if I go out of my way, but for right now, the trick house will do. It's actually mostly for main neck trick because he kind of fell behind with all the ground types. I should sorry about that. Cough snuck up on me. But when it comes to what I plan to do for Norman, you'll see it, and I'll explain before I do it, of course. But when it comes to overall decent strategies you can start preparing for, if you want, you were just given a fossil Pokemon you could go revive, and it could possibly tank a few hits, which isn't a bad idea. And of course, the first thing I fight is a Kecleon, and it's gonna waste my time. You know, I'm a big fan of wasting my time. Alright, thanks. Wow, I cannot wait until I get Bite. It's actually relatively close. And while Bite isn't the greatest end-all be-all thing in the world, it's still better than Quick Attack off main Electric's not that great physical attack. It's still better. So let's make our way through this maze. I don't know what's open. Let me guess, you have a ground type, and I'm gonna have to switch. Yeah, well, why would he do it? Because he's bored. This is what happens when rich people are bored. They do all this crazy stuff, and this is where Bite would be really damn useful, but instead, we're going to Marshtomp. And the reason I'm not really spreading my levels out equally is because, one, I'm glad I switched out. Magnitude 9 hurts. But the reason I'm switching out a certain way is because there's going to be a part of the game coming up where Marshtomp isn't going to have as much presence. It's mostly actually going to be main Electric that does most of the heavy lifting. So I kind of have to keep him low, while at the same time not too low. It's kind of finicky what I have to do. And also Marshtomp is, I want to get as close as I can to Swampert. So I'm still far away, but as you can see, every bit of experience gets me closer and closer. I'm just going to keep this out, it doesn't really matter. When it comes to what you can do after you defeat Norman, you do get access to Surf, which is going to be incredibly helpful because Marshtomp will not be relying on Water Gun for its water move, which freaking is terrible. But yeah, we'll get Surf, which will improve Marsh Tomp, because I don't think it'll be a Swampert at that time. It'll have a more powerful move, more powerful stab anyway. Do this. Grab this password. But then we have access to plenty of areas with Surf items, trainers, you know, the whole works. Of course, we're gonna have mail. Wood mail. Congrats. I will treasure this always. But there's a bunch of areas we're going to be exploring with Surf, and it's actually a pretty long section. And this is probably, I'll be talking more about it as we get into it, but one of the biggest complaints I have with Generation 3, mostly the Hoenn games, is there's a bunch of sections, and you'll see it more. They wanted to make land and water equal. I'm fine with that. It's a great type of theme to go with. But the problem is, you made water so boring. Like, I hate water routes in this game. And there's so many of them. There's 17, I believe. And while 1 or 2 of them are incredibly short, actually I think 4 of them are really, really short, a lot of them are ridiculously filled with trainers and wild Pokemon, and I don't enjoy it. So we're going to have to do this. Doop. And then walk all the way around. Actually, I think I messed up, so we're going to have to do this and then this. Does that... Yeah, I think that goes into successful. And then, bang. We're done. Wrote down the secret code. I actually don't know where Briney's at, where I last left him. It took me all night. You're almost my equal. And I will actually not be doing the next trick house that unlocks after Norman for quite a while. We'll be exploring more with Surf, and it's mostly because I don't want to have to catch something for strength specifically, because my future HM slave that will replace Sableye will be coming up pretty soon. And so with that, the trick house is done. Not too difficult, but coming back onto the topic of water being everywhere, which I'm perfectly fine with the, I don't know if Briney's actually here. I think I left him in near Rustboro, or not Rustboro, near Petalburg. I don't remember. But when it comes to the, like, water land, I really enjoyed Generation 3 for what it added. We'll see some really cool looking routes later. Oh, you are here. Cool. We get to go start the 5th gym. But, I mean, just look. We get a nice little look at all this water we're going to explore after Norman. Look at this. What is this? Look how many trainers there are. And it gets even more ridiculous later. And it's just kind of like, why? Like, I'm fine. I'm really fine with, like, having water routes. Like, the ones in Kanto were fine. Same with Johto. Why the hell are there so many here? Look at this. What is that? What is that? And I understand, to balance it out, they're trying to be cutesy with their theme, land and water. But I'm telling you right now, I do not find water cute, and I don't find land cute, so it's not cute at all. Alright, so let's take on... Well, we're not going to take on Norman yet. Hey, how's it going, Champion Bound Ross? The doors in the gym open when you beat the waiting trainers. Whoops, the doors in the room are already open, so don't attack me. Yep, so what's actually kind of interesting about this gym is, while it's normal based, there's going to be, I mean, rooms that have a specific thing in mind. So here it's the speed room. And that usually means it's going to be a Pokemon focused on, well, the speed stat, which is actually something I wish more gyms did. Though Swallow is not my favorite fast Pokemon, but you know what? It works. Actually, well, really? You're going to start me out with a crit? That's rude. When it comes to overall like the rooms themselves, they're not hard. There's actually a room in here that I feel is mistitled. I'm actually gonna do the edge one. Confusion room. This is not. I think this is Spindus or something. Let me see it. That doesn't affect whatever. But there's a room that I think is actually like not purposefully mistitled or accidentally whatever, but it's really weird that they chose it. They say it's a one-hit KO move, which immediately, why stop trying that? No, get out. But they're trying to state like critical hits, but when someone states one-hit KO moves, we're thinking guillotine, sheer cold, and the moves like that. I don't know why I totally forgot the other ones all of a sudden, but like, why didn't you just go with critical room? Strength room. This is of course going to be physical Pokemon. Like, why go with one-hit KO there? What's wrong with just saying critical hit room? And we have a Zangoose. This actually kind of sucks. This, I think at this point it's packing Slash, so this might, because Zangoose is pretty decent stats overall. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I'm just gonna have to go with it. At this point, if I switch, it could possibly get a little too dangerous. Yeah, there's Slash. Yeah. It's packing Slash. I kind of knew that. Actually, what's really sad is Crobat's probably the only thing that will outspeed it. Are you... Really? You gotta be kidding me. This thing could tear apart my team now. I'm pretty sure Marshtomp could take a hit, but... Is that gonna be enough, or is it... No. Ooh. Crobat can live, though. Yeah. Crobat's pretty bulky. Wow. I did not expect to have that Sword Stance in my face. I don't know why. It gets Sword Stance at like level 14. I should have freaking known. I feel really dumb now. Whatever. Anyway, I was hoping to show it this part, but I'll have to mention it next part because I only have enough time for one more battle, it looks like. So, when it comes to the one-hit KO room, it's just, I think it's actually a Zangoose that's there as well, and it uses Slash, which, yay, critical hits instead of Guillotine. I guess my next trick is not going to be good. I really hope this is... I have a plan going into the Norman fight. I don't know if it's going to work. Accuracy room, we'll go through it. And we'll fight this trainer and probably end it. And then we'll have 3 more trainers and then Norman. I don't remember the exact amount. We actually cleared... I think there are 7 in total. A Delcatty. I believe this uses Shockwave. Which, it can't actually hit Manectric with, so... Oh, and it has Feint Attack. I totally forgot Delcatty. I never use Delcatty. Who uses Delcatty? Like, don't get me wrong, it's an alright looking Pokemon. Though, I really don't like Skitty at all. Delcatty looks meh. But, when it comes to Delcatty, I hate it. I guess we have enough time for maybe one more. Recovery room. Not that one. Defense room. Not that one either. I guess we're done. I don't want it to go over too much. So, next time, we'll be taking on Norman, which I'm actually kind of worried about the fight. So if you do enjoy the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, whatever you prefer, of course. And I hope to see you guys next time, and as always, till then.